spacing of their opponent.
On the court for Minnesota, Anthony Towns and Pekovic are up front. Wiggins is out there with Ricky Rubio, and it's Muhammad in at the 3 slot. Didn't think that was going to go in. 14 points for Steph Curry. We all know about the Splash Brothers, but it seems everyone on Golden State now can hit a 3. They set a franchise record in made threes last year at 883 triples.
Incredible. Wow. I mean, they can stretch you out as well as anyone, and it's why they are so good going small. I mean, they did lead the league in three-point percentage last year, making almost 40% of those threes.
And the Warriors making a change here. Bogut's checked in. Gorgui Dieng's checked in for Minnesota. He kicks to Towns. Rubio dishes to Wiggins. No good with the wing jumper.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down. For the Warriors, guys, not only did they lead the league in three-point percentage, they also hit about 45% of their three-point attempts from the corner. That's the highest percentage 3 on the court.
That is good.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
And how about 45% from the corner 3? That is absurd, especially when you consider that the Warriors would put it up from anywhere. You look at the numbers from last year, and what this team did from beyond the arc was simply phenomenal.
Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession.
Yeah, and I think he was surprised to see that pass coming his way and just really reacted too late.
And the Warriors with some changes. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Rush. And Ian Clark subbed in for Thompson. Golden State moving the ball around. Back to Curry. Just 5 to shoot. Bogut kicks to Curry. Lets it go with a 3. Good D by Rubio. Minnesota in the lead. Garnett with a screen on Curry. The drive by Rubio. A nice pick right there to get him right to the rack.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
Timberwolves leading by 4. Zhang with a screen on Curry. Rubio, the basket counts, and 1. Will go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because it paid off for them during the run.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Vasili's checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Zach LaVine. Gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Payne, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. 1:07 left in the second quarter. Barnes passes to Iguodala. Shot clock at 6. They need this one. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And guys, Andre Iguodala entered this league as an athlete with raw skills. And bit by bit, though, he refined his game over the years, except in the one category, free throw shooting. In that one area, he was much better over the first 5 years of his career than he has been the last 5.
The Warriors making a switch here. Barbosa's checked in.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Here is Livingston, covered by Wiggins for the 3. And again, it's the Warriors missing. Here's Prince, kicks it to LaVine. The dish now to Pekovic. Wiggins outside. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Here's Ezeli. That'll do it for the first hit.
Guys, I'm here with...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. In the second quarter, we began to see what they're capable of. And now, folks, it's just about time for the third quarter to begin. We will see you after the final buzzer.
Let's take them back.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
Barnes and Green are the forward set. The Splash Brothers are the guards. And it's Bogut in at the center position. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
Tell you what, they're going to have to do a better job of boxing this fella out than that.
No one between him and the hoop. You're right, Clark.
Yeah, and you don't want to be giving up, guys, putback slams. That's not the kind of play that could build confidence.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. And Kerr is so good with the media because, Greg, he was a media member himself for so long. You know that as well as anybody. Clark, I don't think he ever tried his hand at broadcasting, though. I can't see him doing that, could you?
Yeah, right,
No,
right,
my goodness.
right. Yeah, he probably just drone on as a broadcaster and would rarely contribute anything of note. Oh, my goodness. He's just getting nasty on him now. Wow.
Yeah, now that they've built up a lead, this is when he really breaks out those incredible slick moves.
Man, like a Ginsu knife, just slicing and dicing.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Muhammad's checked in and really deep through that time. And that's 20 points for Steph Curry.
They just continue to splash home those threes. Eliminating the deep shot has to become priority number one for this defense.
Absolutely. You cannot allow a team to have that kind of a rhythm from beyond.
Out to the right wing. And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Spates checked in for Golden State. Rush comes in for Harrison Barnes. Towns with it. He's against Green, and Towns gets it to go.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint. Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
And it's Rubio penetrating. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Now it's a 7-point Timberwolves lead. Now Curry. 20 points for him. They double-team Curry. Spates kicks to Rush. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. And for LaVine in his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, LaVine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne.
You know, not really a significant margin in terms of them rebounding, but enough to get the job done.
Yeah, but one more advantage in the stat column, and that's what's translated to this lead.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
And he gets the bucket. 23 points for Steph Curry.
What an exhibition he's putting on today. This is about as hot as you can get.
And Rubio kicks to Zhang. Ahead, here's Rush. Stolen by Levine. And Thompson sends it back. Got a piece of it. Muhammad with the steal. Here's Towns. And Thompson sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. And some changes here for the Warriors. Iguodala comes in for Brandon Rush. And it's Livingston in for Curry. And a change for the Timberwolves. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Gorgui Dieng. Rubio outside. Good on the shot. Rubio's got 4 points now in the quarter.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
Levine dishes to Pekovic. Rubio outside. Here's Muhammad. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
All right, let's go.
Muhammad's got 7.
Boy, can he finish in the...
Oracle Arena, let's keep it going for your Warriors girls.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Here's Levine. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the fourth. Tayshaun Prince out there with Garnett. And there's Pekovic. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Levine in at the point guard position. Warriors trail by 14. Right at the free throw line. That one off the back iron and out.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And how about Harrison Barnes, the Black Falcon? I mean, he was a high school phenom in Ames, Iowa, and a lottery pick back in 2012 after 2 seasons at Carolina. Remember also in high school, he was a teammate of Dougie McBuckets.
Stephen Curry, he's checked in for Sean Livingston. Jang, he's checked in for Minnesota.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Some nice passing by Golden State here. Kicks it out to Iguodala. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Jang, a screen. Wiggins passes to Levine. Unloads from 13. Can't get it to go. Great D that time from Curry. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. And here is Barnes. Shot clock at 5. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, look at the handles. Gets through the D and then powers it home.
Such a pretty move inside. Clark, how do you stop that?
You don't, Kevin. I mean, as a defender, you got to just stash that one in the memory bank and make sure it doesn't burn you the next time.
Way too many shots in close.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Steve Kerr was saying to the team. He got after them and told them to turn up the intensity, saying, we've put ourselves in a corner, and now we've got to fight our way out. Show me what you have. Let's see if we've got what it takes, guys.
And guys, for Zach LaVine, once he finally got comfortable last season, boy, did he heat up. He shot 42% over his rookie year, but 47% over the last month. And I think that gave him a lot of confidence as he's entering into year 2.
You know, as Greg was talking about, LaVine was a lights-out shooter at times in college. He would go on these benches, falling back, Clark, from 25 feet, draining it. I mean, unreal shots.
Well, it looks good when they're going down, but he also can bend, shoot you out of a game. So you pick your poison.
Kicks it to Payne. Here's LaVine, guarded by Spates. Here's Dieng, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par.
Thompson outside. The tray. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Zhang's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Rubio against Thompson. And there's a foul. It's on Maurice Spates. That is his first foul of the game. Towns, he's checked in for pain. And the Timberwolves with possession here. That one goes. Count it. That's 7-0.
And with that basket, you'd have to think
98% mark. So it's just about done, but I need a little more evidence to close the book on it.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Minnesota.
Clark, the biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
You know, I thought both teams worked hard at both ends, but sky-high field goal percentage and pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Excellent effort tonight.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
Thompson from long range. The shot no good. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Thompson against Rubio. Wiggins left side. Just 5 on the clock. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
Curry. No good. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Wiggins outside at the 3 with Anthony Towns at the 4. Rubio and Levine teaming up in the backcourt.
And last season, really a tale of 2 halves for the Wolves. When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. The quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, and, you know, the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
And Draymond Green, guys, has won at every level. I mean, led Saginaw High School to 2 consecutive state championships at Michigan State, 2 trips to the Final Four, and now making noise with the Warriors. It's clear this guy's a winner.
Curry gets the bucket.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Well, let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Sam Mitchell. Doris, what's the news?
A big factor in this game, he said, is how well they do to contain the young shooter Klay Thompson, saying Thompson can really give you trouble coming off screens. We got to have all-out energy fighting to stay on his hip, and then we need to pressure on the ball handler to try and delay the pass. Kevin, both jobs are hard.
And thank you for that, Doris. Bogut throws it down with the quick putback jam.
This is just great anticipation. The putback jam.
Oh, he had some big-time intentions right there.
And those plays, guys, will give the entire team a boost.
Fellas, that 2-hand monster slam was vicious.
I don't think there was anyone, and I mean anyone, that could have stopped him on that one.
I tell you what, I'm glad they didn't try, because somebody might have got their feelings hurt.
Curry with a wide-open look. Cans it from downtown. Curry's got 6 points. And here's a little-known fact, Clark. Only 3 players have recorded at least 2 triple-doubles in the NCAA tournament. They are Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, and Draymond Green.
That's some elite company for Draymond Green. He's a hard worker, a guy you love if he's on your team. He can be an irritant if he's not with you, but continues to improve and prove his doubters wrong.
And so it's Minnesota with it after the missed 3 from Stephen Curry. Here's Levine, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Another miss by Curry.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at.
No doubt about it. You cannot let up defensively just because he missed that one.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
And here's Barnes for 3. His first shot is a miss. 0 for 1 to start the contest. The drive by Rubio. Second shot opportunity. Towns, no luck.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Curry passes to Thompson. Outside Curry. 5 on the clock. Drills the three-pointer. Curry's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems. And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. I mean, a slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota. And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Harrison Barnes. Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Here's Barbosa, following the basket by Andrew Wiggins. Shots good by Iguodala.
You know, down there in the low post is where you really want to create a lot of your offense.
Now, here's Rubio. Guarded closer. Here's Pekovic. Can't get it to go. And Golden State will go the other way with it. And here they go. Oh, and it's off. They can't cash in on the break. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Muhammad, no luck.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim. He's got to be a little embarrassed for joining the Paratroopers Club on that pump fake.
The drive by Rubio. The shake. And it's in. Oh, wow. And Steph Curry, a player within the gym range. He told us about his... I was going to say, Greg, how big must that hoop look to Steph Curry? And tough to guard might be the understatement of the day.
I mean, he is just... The argument is whether or not he's the best shooter ever. And listen, I can imagine there's very few times that Coach Curry is not going to allow this splash brother to let her rip.
And welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. More action in store as the players get ready to go, having a nice break to get hydrated with Gatorade. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
It's just been a long-range battle for them, and one that they're winning right now.
Yeah, sharp shooting from deep, a big part of why they're up.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Golden State looking at who they've got. They've got Festus Ezeli, Ian Clark out there with Livingston. Then there's Iguodala. And it's Spates in at the 4 spot. And it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
The Warriors making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. Curry outside. And again, no good by Golden State.
And what a first year it was for Steve Kerr and the Warriors. It was the best debut as a new coach ever. 67 wins. He also established a franchise win total in his first year.
A 3-ball. That's good, and that evens things out. 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Here's Levine. Guarded by Curry. Levine can't hit.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allows the defender to recover and contest that shot. And another lead change here. How many of these are we going to have tonight?
I'm not quite sure, but I'm willing to bet it'll be more than a few.
Timberwolves passing it around. That's good.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Time in 39 years ran away with the very tough Western Conference.
And there were a number of surprises last season, Kevin, but the Warriors were at the top of the list. I mean, I don't think anybody, including you and I, pegged them to be as good as they were.
Especially the way the finals began.
Exactly.
Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Golden State. Klay Thompson comes in for Ian Clark.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down. And the Warriors won 51 games back in 2014, improved that mark by 16 wins last season. Among teams that won at least 50 games in the previous year, that 16-game improvement was an NBA record for the Warriors. Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, I was able to listen in on the Timberwolves head coach talking to his team. He laid out their priorities for them, which began with his admonition that offensively they attack the basket at every opportunity. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. So, Kevin, changes already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
And thank you, Doris.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio. It goes without saying the Warriors set franchise records all over the place with their play. Their win total being the highest ever, but also of note was it was the first time they've won 50 games in back-to-back seasons. They seem to truly have arrived as a top-notch franchise in this current state of the NBA.
Wiggins kicks to Pekovic, and it's sent back by Bogut. Ball going up court. Finished off the break. Barnes has got 4 points in the quarter.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
And a wide open look here for Wiggins. Bangs home the trifecta. Wiggins has got 7.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
5 to shoot. Thompson for 3. And he gets it to go. He's got 5.
And how about that? Responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth. Here we go.
And it's Pekovic missing. No good. In the first half.
Yes, I'm here with Steph Curry.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. The first half was all about Stephen Curry. He had 12 points and 1 assist. There was a lot to like about his first 2 quarters in this one. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
They played aggressive, lockdown defense. That was the main difference in the first half. Because when you come out and establish that you're going to play physical, that sets the...
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Really an incredible game from Stephen Curry.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire repertoire on display.
Yeah, he's a hard man to keep down, and so far they haven't found the answer for him. I don't know if there is an answer for him, quite honestly.
And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Rubio and Levine tuning up in the backcourt. Wiggins outside at the 3 with Anthony Towns at the 4, and it's Jang in at the pivot spot manning the middle.
And Steph Curry, not just a superstar player, but one of the best contracts in basketball this year and next for under $24 million combined. And you can bet he's due for a major increase in pay when 2017 rolls around.
And Rubio kicks to Levine. Here's the teardrop, and it's blocked by Curry. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. The Timberwolves trail. The dish to Jang. There's the feed to Wiggins. Here's Levine, guarded by Curry. 5 to shoot, and it's sent back by Bogut. Pushing it up. Outside for Curry. From deep three-point range, that's not going to go. He's 4 for 10.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
They set the pick. A 3 ball. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
I'm looking over there at Greg. He's enjoying every second of it, Clark.
Yeah.
Listen, the fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. And it's Barbosa in for Thompson.
Ugh, ugly start to the second half. They've missed their first 4. They've got to get on track. And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passing for him today.
And they get one. Now, 1 of 5 here in the third. And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best. Ever. And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Man showing some terrific range. 20 points for Steph Curry.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
Minnesota calls timeout. And for the Warriors last year, they would end the season with 67 wins. That number, Clark, tying for the 6th best win total in NBA history.
And my guess is only a few people saw it coming. I mean, and as the season wore on, it became more and more apparent that the Warriors were for real, but it took a while for people to accept that fact.
Here's Payne. The shot, no good. And Golden State will go the other way with it. Iguodala kicks to Spates. 1:39 left here in the third quarter. Curry outside. Payne grabs the board.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Putting you in.
Andrew Wiggins showed that he's going to be a big-time player in this league, Clark, for a long time.
And we knew Wiggins could attack the basket and create his own shot, Kevin, but I think many, and I'm included in this, were surprised at how good his jumper looks this early in his career. I mean, it's pretty reliable right now.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Ian Clark comes in for Leandro Barbosa. And it's Livingston in for Curry. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Pekovic has checked in. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one.
And with Wiggins' game, he has a nice jumper for a player his age. As he grows in the league, he'll become more and more comfortable shooting from deep. He'll be nearly impossible to guard when he adds a consistent three-point shot.
And it's Green. Missing.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
Muhammad dishes to Towns, and off the front iron, and in it goes. And it's a 4-point Timberwolves lead.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Here's Wiggins. Pass to Towns. Wiggins drives in. Again, Wiggins missing.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity. opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Timberwolves on top, leading by 4. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Timberwolves leading by 4. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3. Ezeli is out there with Iguodala. And it's Curry in at the point. So that's the group out there for Golden State. Over to the wing. From deep. The rebound by Prince. Prince has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Pass to Dang. Dishes it to Levine. Takes a 3. And another 3 for Minnesota.
And that's exactly how they've gotten the lead right here. Easily, he's been their most consistent performer.
As simple as it gets. He's hitting everything he's looked at. Keep feeding the fire. It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Here's Prince. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
And that kind of sums up the defensive effort we've seen here tonight, guys.
Tayshaun Prince, one of the ultimate Velcro guys. I mean, he's been in the league a long time. The consummate pro, as detailed, steady, and unflappable as they come.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. And back to Tayshaun Prince for a moment. So much big game experience, a championship in 04 with the Pistons. That has to rub off on a team when you have a guy like that around in the locker room, on the floor. He's seen it all.
You know, it's a great point. And whether it's in games or practice or even in the locker room, his presence adds continuity. It's like having an extra coach looking out for the younger players.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Steve Kerr was going over with his team. He didn't exactly take it easy on them, saying, how much do you want it? Don't tell me. Show me out there. We have to play better. We have to play harder if we're going to come back. Guys?
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
Rubio outside to the middle. Here's Dang. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. And the Timberwolves lead by 10. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Here's Curry with the 3. Good D by Rubio.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
They've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
And, oh, here we go. Prince has got it, the fast break chance.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, they're losing the battle in the paint.
Spates the pass to Kerr. He dishes it to Rush. Launches a 3. Curry with another miss.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, we can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
Levine kicks to Zhang. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right. Zach Levine's checked in for Tayshaun Prince. .131 left in the fourth quarter. The drive by Green. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Last season, Draymond Green taking over the starting power forward role in Golden State. Last season, David Lee was injured, remember, in preseason. Green was inserted, and he's been terrific ever since.
Absolutely superb. A former second-round pick, his emergence has fueled this team's rise to greatness.
Bogut kicks to Curry. Shot clock at 6. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Minnesota.
Clark, their inside game was what secured them the win tonight.
Yeah, Kevin, they had their way in the paint, and those are all high percentage shots.
And I really have always felt Draymond Green was one of those unique players. I mean, he kind of a tweener in terms of that small forward, power forward at only 6'7". But he's got toughness. The long arms enable him to defend bigger guys. And also the basketball IQ. You can never discount the importance of understanding what you're doing when you're on the floor.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Draymond Green. Barbosa comes in for Harrison Barnes. Clark, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Now the Timberwolves with it. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. And the call will be against Sean Livingston. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. No good on that one. And the second free throw, good. 20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Rubio against Curry. Will it go? It's off. So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thanks, Kevin, and let's take a look now as we give the nod to our Jordan Player of the Game. He notched his season high, and his scoring really seemed to set the tempo for his team tonight.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
The assists were coming fast and furious.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.